Oklahoma's Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Act HB 1203 has passed the House committee, advancing for a House floor vote next. The bill allows the state to invest 10% of its public funds into Bitcoin or any digital asset with a market cap of over $500 billion. Yes, we are seeing a lot of, retracement within the crypto space, yesterday being one of the biggest drops, which of course we've been speaking about on this channel. But, these are the type of things that you don't want to be forgetting, especially, where the smart money is really going in. But welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the XRP family. Appreciate you guys as always. But yeah, without further ado, let's analyze and take a look at what's happening with XRP and of course what we could be expecting. So looking across the board going into Wednesday morning, we are seeing some sort of relief within the markets, of course, as to be expected, because Bitcoin did drop quite substantially, and you do tend to see a little bit of a bounce, whether it's a dead cat bounce, whatever the case may be. But we are seeing a little bit of a retracement, which of course is really showing right now as we are looking across the board for altcoins. But as far as XRP is concerned, only up about 0.4% in USD, about 3.4% in Bitcoin comparative, market cap at $132.3 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $10.4 billion. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So if you've been following my channel on a regular day-to-day basis, and at this point, guys, you guys are more than aware as to what's really happening with Bitcoin. I've been focusing on Bitcoin so much. People tend to most people just don't really pay attention to how important Bitcoin really is. More people just focus on their coin, but again, if you go watch every single update of mine, I always emphasize the importance of looking at Bitcoin. And of course, Bitcoin falls below $88,000 for the first time since November 2024, officially enters the bear market territory. 300 billion of market cap has been erased in crypto in 24 hours. So again, I wouldn't really say start of the bear market, because if you zoom out, Bitcoin is still holding really, really good, just below the 23.6. That does not necessarily mean that the price of Bitcoin has entered the bear market, but of course a substantial drop. But on the bright side, what's quite interesting here is Eric Trump, Donald Trump's son, actually comes out and says buy the dips. It's quite interesting here because, of course, there's a lot of headlines. The amount of people that are bear right now for the crypto space, it's insane. So much bearish momentum right now. The broader retail interest right now is bearish. And remember, there's a famous saying, be greedy while others are fearful, be fearful while others are greedy. So, right now, as there is major amounts of blood on the board, the ones that are being greedy right now, are the ones that usually tend to do good, the long haul. But of course, at the end of the day, this is where your due diligence research comes into play, and investing when you can afford to lose. I cannot stress this enough. But it's quite interesting, how far we have come as a space where you are seeing Donald Trump's son really saying, buy the dips, which of course is really interesting. So what really is something, is there really something going to be going behind the scenes? Everything that Donald Trump did indeed say actually is happening, believe it or not. A lot of people neglect that. A lot of people tend to not focus on that, but it actually is happening. Crypto industry has evolved. A lot of regulatory compliance features being integrated into the way regulation really is already. And of course, there's a lot of fairness coming towards the crypto industry, which really tells you the shift that we're in. A lot of people tend to overlook that because, people tend to focus on the price short term. What's the price doing short term? Where could the price go the next day? Where could the price go in the next 6 months? But, people tend to not focus as much on, the long term perspective. But moving forward, you can see this for yourself. Former SEC official discloses that, discloses signs of imminent Ripple appeal dismissal. And again, a lot of people are out there now at this point. People are thinking, that this case is going to be coming to an end because, based off of what we're seeing, especially with Coinbase, that was a huge one. And I think OpenSea as well, if I'm not mistaken. And then, next one coming up is Ripple and SEC case. So, people are interested to, know whether or not this is going to come in. And the fact that the price of XRP is still sitting at $2.30 while there's this much blood across the board. Imagine if the lawsuit comes to an end. I do believe XRP bounces back up to its yearly highs quite fast. But yeah, that's of course great to know. And, speaking about great stuff, you can see, Smoke saying, yes, the XRPL is the world's oldest decentralized exchange, and its AMMs surpasses traditional Ethereum AMMs in speed, scalability, and efficiency. Is quite an interesting fact here for everyone. But let's really analyze and take a look at what's happening with the price, because of course, that is what everyone wants to know. What in the world is happening with the price of, the crypto space? So right now, if you're looking at the dominance here, dominance has plummeted quite a bit. If you watched my market analysis update, you guys are up to date as to what's really happening. But, literally we were sitting at about 62.5% a few hours ago. But dominance literally almost is going back to where it was prior to this major spike, for the index itself, which again is quite interesting. Again, I think, a clear indication of manipulation. But right now, as far as Bitcoin is concerned, I'm sure everyone is hearing me so many times talking about the 23.6. If we broke below it, the chances of us going down to 85,000, we almost touched $85,000. And here we have it. Not a surprise to anyone on this channel, but goes back to what I've been saying, right? The importance of this 23.6 zone. We broke below it, never really managed to get back above it right away, which of course caused the price to make its way down to the likes of $86,000. But we have seen a little bit of a bounce. I know a lot of people are getting excited about this because we're about to reach 89K. Obviously some resistance coming up on our way. But in a grand scheme of things, you really want to see the price back in the 23.6. That is where you would like to see the price of Bitcoin at before we can start getting overly excited. But XRP right now, of course, it touched the neckline. Very, very interesting at the 38.2 neckline. Beautiful as to be expected. A lot of support obviously dating back to just over the last consolidation pattern as well. But of course, dating back to the previous cycle. Let me actually bring that to you guys on the daily time frame. You will really see what I'm referring to. You can see this for yourself. So we do have significant amount of support around that range, as to be expected, especially, more so, now than, before. You can see this for yourself. This support really has come in our favor over the last few times, and this time we literally touched right at the neckline, have seen a bounce. And speaking about the bounce, now you are seeing some resistance coming in the way of for XRP. Let me kind of give you guys a little bit of a visual as to what I'm really saying. This resistance right here, as you can see this for yourself, if this resistance is able to turn into support where we're actually sitting above, sitting above this key resistance, if it's able to, remain above here, I actually do believe $2.50 is not a far target. Potentially back in the 23.6 would be an amazing bullish sign for the price of XRP to get back above. And again, if you want to put that into perspective, that is only a move of about 12%. So, XRP is actually holding much better than a lot of people are expecting, and that's something that you don't want to be ignoring. But I'll keep you guys covered. Of course, let me know down below what you guys think. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? We'll see you later in Crypto ZX and peace.